Chapter 11. What Gen X dads understand. Don't stop feeling. I'll always love Journey. Lead singer Steve Perry is the voice for a reason. Still, listening to Steve Perry's new album on Spotify this morning made me feel like the eunuch sentimentalist from Game of Thrones, desperate to feel a link to my age of innocence. Nosier than mama. I need to come up with a new way to take a load off once my kids are asleep, because I get defensively angry every time my daughter asks, "Daddy, what do you do after you read the stories at night and tell me what to dream about?" Only for me to reply with, "I squeeze in some me time, all right?" I'm happy for you means I'm out of manufactured pleasantness in your honor. And you're a moron for thinking our relationship is a shining example of love supreme. Love supreme. John Coltrane lives. Holla! Thank you very much. Disorder in the dollhouse. If my son played with Barbie dolls, I think banging my G.I. Joe action figures together well past puberty was way gayer. Knowing I had a half-naked gung-ho manhandle Cobra Commander like his gimpy bitch from Pulp Fiction whenever he liked. Chosen Curls was bound to woo! My 3-year-old son, Chosen Curls, was bound to woo! One time, a random Italian grandma approached us at Stop and Shop and says to my son, "When you get older, you'll have 3 girlfriends to juggle." I said, "If James Woods had this kid's face, your estimates wouldn't be so conservative." Killing dream dumpers loudly. Concerned texts from ex-buds after seeing shades of me in the new Joker film. Killing on Kimmel should be enough. When the Joker suffocates his mother to death, did you feel strangled by despair because the Joker's mother thought less of her son's comedy ambitions than your own mom does? Joker could have been Bruce Wayne, but you were born with a vape pen in your mouth in the rough section of Scarsdale, New York, and got to take your SATs untimed. So what's your excuse for taking so long to make it as a big-time comedian already? Ahead of the curve, annoying. I gave up taking Adderall so I wouldn't focus as much on how ahead of the curve annoying my wife can be. In bed, our lucky number 3 cries for more boob, and my wife says without fail, "If I give the baby more boob, he'll be on the boob all night long." I reply, "Your boob has more important places to be. Be happy your torn up nips are getting any attention at all, especially since your foamy nips started to taste like a regrettable non-fat latte." Titty shaming mommy again. My 6-year-old son, number 1 Capricorn, born on New Year's Day, says, "Daddy, I like vaginas with no hair. I've seen mama's hairy vagina before." I say, "Big boobs, compliment it better." The deplorable drunken druid. I'm not against my daughter getting pregnant through artificial insemination because I like the idea of no penis ever entering her, but look how Hillary turned out. Yeah, the deplorable drunken druid look doesn't do it for me either. Do it all dads matter. Dads are stronger cheerleaders than moms. My wife says it's because we live in a patriarchal society. I said I thought it was because our kids cared more about my opinions. My bad. Stalling for the Tooth Fairy. It's hard to convince your kids the Tooth Fairy exists when you keep on forgetting to leave them money under their pillow before they get up. Daughter asks, "Daddy, is the Tooth Fairy lost again? Doesn't the Tooth Fairy have ways?" I say, The Rock slipped in for a change, all right? Defending Kung Fu fighting. My 90-year-old great Aunt Marion asked me, "Why does your daughter need to know Kung Fu?" I say, because if Uma Thurman was a black belt in real life, Ethan Hawke would have been too scared to bang their butterface nanny. Banging the nanny is such a Gen X slacker move. You never have to leave the couch. What Gen X parents understand. My wife is from Australia originally. We wanted to get married there, but my mom shot down the wish real fast. Mom calls, son, Australia's a long flight from New York, and your father doesn't love you that much. My compromise for my wife was, babe, assuming we have a boy one day, instead of hiring a rabbi for the kid's circumcision, we'll hire Crocodile Dundee, just so we could hear a room full of Jews say, now that's a knife. You can chop it all off with that thing. But while we're on the subject of circumcising private parts, Bruce Jenner wasn't asexual when he was married to Kris Jenner, but I'm positive Bruce Jenner was able to stay harder longer after he convinced Kris to cut her hair short so she could look more like a dolled up Ralph Macchio. Time out puberty. Daughter says, Mama got me a puberty book. I say, but you're only 9. At 15, I was the last kid to get into the puberty party, Matilda, and finally be able to bloom under my Fruit of the Looms. But don't worry, Tilly. If you take after Mama, you won't be weighed down by busty beauties like Jennifer Tilly.